Hey everyone, and welcome back to FX Studio 2, your source for industry news, audio engineering tutorials, and insightful discussion. Today, we're taking you on a journey inside the heart of where music magic happens. The control room. We'll explore the pivotal role of the audio engineer. You'll see how every knob is turned, every tweak, and how every decision made in this room shapes the sound you hear. Whether you're an artist curious about the process, an aspiring engineer ready to dive in, or just someone who's always wondered how those polished songs really get made, this is your backstage pass. So grab yourself a cold beverage, lean in, and let's head inside the studio.
Dreaming of your own commercial studio or starting as an assistant? Do you really know what goes on behind the scenes in the control room? Today, we're stepping inside the heartbeat of a recording session, the control room. We're going behind the glass, where engineers, producers, and artists craft the music you hear. We'll look at the gear and what it takes when the red light goes on. Whether you're a musician, gear nerd, or just curious, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome to the studio. Before the band arrives, a methodical process must happen. It's the daily blend of technical prep and sonic anticipation that defines the audio engineer's day. Today, we're tracking a full band. This is your first-person look at the workflow, from walking in to hitting record. Let's get started. The first 30 minutes are about the digital foundation. I open my DAW template, preloaded with color-coded tracks for drums, bass, guitars, and vocals, saving precious session time. I double-check all input and output routing, ensuring the DAW sees all 24 channels of my converters. Then, I create the track sheet, my handwritten map logging every piece of gear, mic, and setting. It's essential for later revisions or recalls. Finally, the patch bay. I ensure the talkback mic is routed and control room monitors are calibrated. No band can work if the engineer can't talk to them. Now for the fun part, the signal chain. This electronic path subtly colors the tone. For today's lead vocal, we're building a chain for clarity and warmth. I'm routing the mic from Live Room Input 3 into the API 2500 preamp, then into a TubeTech CL 1B compressor. I'm using the compressor for gentle tonal shaping, not heavy dynamic control. The TubeTech output goes into converter input 3. The path from mic to hard drive is now complete and ready. Time for mic placement. I transition from tech to listener. For drums, I mic the sound of the drums, not every individual drum. For the kick, a dynamic mic inside the hole captures attack. Overheads use a stereo pair of cardioid condensers in an ORTF pattern for a wide, natural stereo image. This captures the overall picture and stereo width. My favorite choices are the Sennheiser M-Cage 8040s, or for budget, the Audio-Technica ATM 450s. My highest priority is the vocal mic. I use the Manley reference cardioid, positioned slightly above the singer's mouth, angled down to prevent plosives and sibilants. For budget, I recommend the AKG C414. A final check of the pop filter. It needs to be about 4 inches from the capsule. The band is arriving. Now, gain staging, setting the correct level into the preamp before it touches the computer. I ask the drummer for a solid beat, then bring up the gain on key mics until the input hits the sweet spot in the DAW. This gives a strong signal, but leave plenty of headroom to prevent clipping and distortion. For master bus compression, high-end studios use the Fairchild 672 channel tube limiter / compressor, a $29,500 living legend. I use the Universal Audio plugin. For a stricter budget, the Manley Variable MU limiter compressor mastering version is about $6,500. For home studios, I suggest the UAD 1176 paired with the UAD LA2A compressor / limiter combination. Set the ratio low, around 2:1, just tickling the signal. I want the artist to deliver the dynamic performance. I'll clean it up later. Final check of headphones and mix balance. I'm hitting the talkback. We are ready to roll. Take a deep breath and let's make some music. The engineering work is done. Now it's about capturing the moment. The engineer arrives prepared. They glance at the console and monitors, meters, faders, hatch bay lights, headphone mixes, talkback status. Their eyes scan levels and signal paths. Ears on, they'll pop on headphones or switch near-field monitors. They listen for ambient noise, hiss, and bleed through. confirming the room is quiet, the signal chain clean, and nothing is clipping. Now the take is underway. The engineer does a lot while appearing calm, eyes flicking between console and musicians. Meters. Are any channels hitting red? A sharp peak? Pull the fader or ask the musician to ease off. Headphone mixes. Are levels balanced? The engineer might glance at the headphone matrix screen. Monitor output. They listen to check translation. Does the bass sound tight? Are vocals clear? Notes. The engineer keeps a pad or computer open to log takes, mark good moments, and note problems like snare boom or vocal sibilance. Their ears constantly scan. Is the vocal mic picking up rumble or proximity effect? Is the room mic picking up too much drum bleed? Is there headphone leakage, clipping, or distorting? Preamp overload? Are musicians communicating via talkback or hand signals needing adjustment? The engineer may interact, quietly pressing talkback, gesturing, or making a quick fader trim. They try to be invisible yet alert. Communication is key. The engineer translates what the musician hears into the final record. They'll say things like, "Hey, can you bring the guitar up by one more count in your cans? I'm not hearing enough in your left. Your vocal is great, but when you go high in the chorus, you're hitting the mic diaphragm. Maybe raise the stand 2 centimeters. The drum room is perfect, but the crash is bleeding too much into the vocal mic. Can we pull the crash hat a bit?" Their tone remains supportive. They're part technician, part collaborator, respecting creative flow but intervening for technical issues. Not everything goes perfectly. That's recording. The engineer's job becomes real-time problem solving. What they see, a distortion light flickering. The engineer checks preamp gain, maybe swaps input or mic. A phase cancellation issue. They might flip the phase button on a mic channel to see if the snare gains punch. Unwanted headphone bleed into the room mic. They may advise closing headphones, reducing volume, or repositioning the mic. A non-responsive musician. The engineer may gently talk back. Take 5, let's check the setup, then adjust headphone mix or mic position. What they hear, an odd resonance. The engineer notes, check Gabus next break. A subtle hiss increasing with a raised channel. They'll pull the fader and investigate. The emotional capture. When a musician nails a performance, the engineer senses magic. They'll stop, mark the take, and advise a short break. As the session wraps, the engineer shifts to wrap mode. They save the session, label takes, and ensure multiple backups. They clear headphone sends, tidy the console, reset the patch bay, and write a session summary for the producer or mixing engineer. Their eyes scan drive spaces, copy progress, and DAW logs. Their ears might listen to a rough playback to remind themselves of the vibe. Then, lights down, console quiet. But the work isn't done until files are securely archived. And there you have it, a day in the control room through the audio engineer's eyes and ears. It's about detail, sensory awareness, communication, and technical finesse to make the recording shine. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, hit like, subscribe for more studio stories, and comment. What surprised you most? Until next time, keep listening.